All right. Back to. Oh, sorry. Dear listener, dear reader, dear fucking cheap person, dear whoever, whatever, however. Number 25. Train. 25. Assuming knowledge can be downloaded at Neuralink, will any traditional educational facilities be required in the future? Why force our offspring to attend school if we can simply install a Neuralink and download the knowledge or the entire experience? 26. How does Neuralink stop clients from using additional cognitive skills and memory for evil to harm others? Who decides how the product is used? Will past convicted criminals be refused by Neuralink? 27. Could Neuralink eventually be used as a voting device, 100% reliable and allowing for rapid opinion voting? If that bothers you, become a founding member and I'll give you a non-trained version. Otherwise, tough shit. 28. What happens when Neuralink restores memories of sexual abuse? 28.1. Is counseling provided? 28.2. Will the police be contacted? 28.3. How will a prosecution use Neuralink memories? This sounds like a movie in itself. Train. 28.4. Would the defendant need a Neuralink to defend themselves on an equal level? God damn, that's profound. 29. Neuralink. I predict people's head will explode when they realize how much data their brain was holding back. I've experienced my life flash before my eyes, and it was extremely traumatic. Too much information, too many memories, too clear. Life is better as a fog at Life is better as a fog at Elon Musk. 30. If there's a delete button in Neuralink app for if there is a delete button in the Neuralink app for memories, whoa, that's a tough one to say. Why can't we simply delete any past behaviors we are not proud of, or maybe we're illegal, and then play dumb? I know nothing about that, officer. Yes, I'll take a lie detector test. 31. At Elon Musk, will a judicial system eventually be able to serve a search warrant on clients at Neuralink data? On a client's Neuralink data. God damn, can't even read my own words. 31.1. How will Neuralink protect the user? 31.2. Who owns the data? Point 3. Where and how is the data stored? Point 4. How can you prove 100% security? 32. Where does the liability for any harm created due to the Neuralink implant end for Elon Musk and begin with the user? '33. Has Neuralink consulted with experts in the psychology field? Well, we know there are no experts in the psychology field, so of course they couldn't. Double train. 33. Has Neuralink consulted with experts in the psychology field, especially with regards to individuals who experience a sudden recall of their memories, or those who have lost them completely and then suddenly restored? 34. If a doctor and a patient both used the Neuralink product, would the patient be able to send the feeling of the illness to the doctor? In my case, I suffer from severe tinnitus. Not anymore, cured it, but whatever. Nobody gives a fuck. In my case, I suffer from severe tinnitus. It's nearly impossible for the doctor to understand the level of distress, even though I could fucking play the sound for them and the level of volume. At least perceived. How did I do that? You asked? Good question, listener. While doing a hearing test I got them to adjust the high-pitched sound to basically what I hear. And they told me what the hertz was. You can download an app for your phone, play that hertz, play it back, and say, this is what I hear all day, motherfucker. Why don't you try living like this, dickhead? Jerk. I what they said, motherfucker. 35. If that Neuralink doesn't release algorithms, or Neuralink contains restrictions, are you now the morality police, Elon Musk? 36. If at Neuralink allows telepathic conversations at any level, are emotions felt during the conversation? At what speed? Our normal conversational rate, or a significantly higher Neuralink rate? 37. At Elon Musk, will a new type of lawyer be required for at Neuralink enabled individuals? Definitely worried about something. Got a feeling by the end of this, we'll see some narcissistic plan to take over the world and have a harem of Asian women at my beck and call. Sounds a little racist, but oh well. How about a harem of women at my beck and call? Harem of exotic women. All beauties, where you can't tell what country they came from, but you know you want to visit them there. Train. 38. At Elon Musk, how do you merge the math of at Neuralink with the psychology of humans? 39. At Elon Musk, I predict at Neuralink will eventually be a requirement for SpaceX astronauts, or maybe all of your employees throughout all of your companies. 40. At Elon Musk, if at Neuralink allows me to play back a song in my head, like a train. I think I'll just go back to annoying people to unsubscribe, and then if they don't, I'll just unsubscribe them for them. Especially if my friend doesn't bring me a coffee, or at least come and visit. Oh, you know who you are. Great thing about only having a few listeners and knowing who they are, you can direct something to just one person out of 40. Number 40. At Elon Musk, if at Neuralink allows me to play back a song in my head repeatedly and for a lifetime with perfect clarity, audio clarity, and by only listening to it once, how does the artist collect royalties? Why would I ever need to purchase music again? 41. At Elon Musk, if I downloaded a book with at Neuralink, am I downloading the words or the intent of the author? Will you be able to transfer the author's feelings and emotions to the reader? At 42. At 42 or number 42 at Elon Musk, I suggest you give the top 1,000 physicists worldwide a free at Neuralink on the condition they work together to solve gravity. They'll save you trillions at SpaceX. Fuck the good idea. 43. I predict at Neuralink will split families, temporarily or permanently, is dependent on the software at Elon Musk develops. Number 44. At Elon Musk, I have a severe speech impediment and I'm functionally mute. How will at Neuralink help me? Will it help me before I am completely dismissed by society? Boo-hoo, David. 45. I predict at Elon Musk and at Neuralink will be sued in the future to provide customers at Neuralink data to either law enforcement or a court in a civil lawsuit. 46. I predict at Neuralink and at Elon Musk will develop a foolproof voting application. At first, it will be used by small groups of Neuralink users, maybe a family, maybe a classroom of college students. 47. At Elon Musk, I suggest after at Neuralink cures spinal injuries, the next group of individuals on this planet who are desperately in need of assistance are the autistic. Please help. 48. At Elon Musk, obviously you will be able to connect at Neuralink with your at Tesla car, but with that functionality, but with what functionality? Only to control the music in the car, or do the driver's eyes now become cameras for the car? That's interesting. Train. Sorry, I was watching a bee, wasp, whatever. There's another lesson for the School of Comedy, lesson number whatever. I already said it to write it down, but at some point you have to go back and review it, which is what I'm doing now. And then you can see whether it's brilliant or bullshit or a backhanded compliment. Grande Pike, heavy cream, 1 stevia. 49. I predict at Neuralink will eventually be able to store our consciousness, but there will be a delay, decades, before our consciousness can be transferred to a new body, probably cloned. During this delay, our minds will be held in stasis. Is this purgatory? 50. If at Neuralink eventually transfers a consciousness from the original body to a new body, effectively cheating death, does that make Elon Musk God, assuming at Neuralink was solely his idea? 51. If at Neuralink gives me a photographic memory, will I never be able to lie to my wife and say, I don't remember? Is lying an inherent right of humans at Elon Musk? I'm really worried about this theoretical wife. You all know the chance of it happening are about 1 in a gazillion. 52. If I have a at Neuralink implant and I'm playing train. 'Had to move my chair. Day in the life of Dave, so I can get my head back into the sun. Standing in the backyard where I'm going to put the, I was going to say comedy stage, but technically it's going to be a performance stage. Kids can do their little plays and shit. Maybe comedians will come over and do a set. For the adults, late at night. Interrupted by the trains. How's that for practice? There you go. There's an open mic for you. Every 3 to 5 minutes, you'll be interrupted by a train, like a heckler. It's going to knock you off your game. But that's why you practice. "52. Train. 52, also a movie idea. If I have an at Neuralink implant and I'm on a plane where both pilots are incapacitated, can I quickly download the required knowledge to keep the plane in the air? Or can I temporarily give another at Neuralink user access to my mind and body to control the aircraft? 53. I'm 55 years old and have been typing for 30 years. I type accurately at 100 words per minute. What will the transfer rate of at Neuralink, or will at Neuralink eliminate need to write? I've already done that just with a fucking microphone. Just talk. 54. If at Neuralink can reprogram me to lose weight, how is cause of my how is the cause of my original weight gain addressed? Or am I locked into using a Neuralink to maintain my weight? Or what if I'm lazy? Can I eat anything I want? A Neuralink will just adjust my metabolism accordingly. I like that last one. Just eat yourself a whole frozen pizza, crank up your Neuralink to say burn the fat baby, away you go. Humans are making it so fucking difficult. 55. How will @Neuralink cure depression at Elon Musk? Trade. 55.1 Digital drugs. 55.2 AI therapy. 0.3 Live therapy with a Neuralink enabled therapist. 0.4 Blocking or erasing depressing memories. 0.5 will Neuralink balance all the brain chemicals, eliminating all chemical imbalances. Let's do that last one, it's easier. Then no one can use that as an excuse. Oh, I've got a chemical imbalance. Okay, prove it. Well, the only way to prove it is to die, have your head cut off, and test all the chemicals in there. Kind of defeats the purpose. 56. I predict @Neuralink type devices will bring world peace by 2071. Elon Musk will be hated by all remaining beauty pageant contestants. Sounds like a movie idea. 57. In the future, when my Neuralink device doubles my work output, should I be paid double, especially if I'm employed by any of the @Elon Musk companies? Or will it show I was a slacker who should have been fired? 58. @Elon Musk, will the @Neuralink telepathy option contain a universal translator, similar to or exactly like the Star Trek one? Or will a new binary language be created? Who decides the meaning of each word? 59. @Elon Musk, if the psychoactive effect of a drug is even 1%, then why can't the other 99% be created by @Neuralink? Digital prescriptions. Bitweed. 60. In the future, after I have @Neuralink implanted, will I bring home a copy of my consciousness on a hard drive in a database format? Select date time from Dave Gervais, or tinnitus interrupter prevented sleep, order by date, auto email to doctor. 61. If through the @Neuralink testing it's determined animals feel significant pain and suffering, are we all guilty of animal abuse? On the other hand, if they don't have emotions similar to humans, should we release any past guilt? 62. @Elon Musk, if the brain consumes 20 to 30% of the body's calories, will an enhanced @Neuralink brain use higher levels or lower? At 63. At 63 @Elon Musk, a Neuralink enabled person will be like a cell phone that continually records with all cameras by train. Squirrel. Decided to turn The Japanese Widow into a romance novel. I'm going to write my first romance novel. I'm going to write it by hand in a notebook. Then AI can transfer it. Assuming I don't die in bed with the notebook on my chest and my rotting, putrid body consumes the pages with bile. Another gross shit. And the greatest romance novel ever is lost to time. Just because I wrote it down. I should have spoken into my phone and distributed it to a bunch of cheap bastards. 63. At Elon Musk. An Neuralink enabled person will be like a cell phone that continually records with all cameras, microphones, and sensors. Based on the Depp Heard lawsuit, how many new and very complicated lawsuits will be created when everyone can record everything? 64. At Elon Musk. If I owned at Neuralink, I would make the first rule of telepathy only speak about telepathy with telepathy. Just for fun. 65. At Elon Musk. Will at Neuralink eventually allow humans to access features of other mammals, like dolphins who can put half their brain asleep? If they can, why can't we? 66. At Elon Musk. If I owned at Neuralink, this would be my rollout plan. 1. Spinal injuries, paralysis. 2. Blind, deaf, mute. 3. Physical brain injuries. 4. Psychological injuries. 5. Addicts. 6. Unless the addict is someone that could help with all these other things, then move them up to the top of the list. So if you have some brilliant scientist sitting alone in his room, pumping out math, day in, day out, but he or she's an addict, you get the point. 6. General public. 7. Pet version, especially cats. 67. At Elon Musk and at Neuralink. I think point number 69 speaks for itself. One point, these points got out of order. That would have been very funny if they were in order, but oh well, shit happens. I predict after about 10,000 Catholics are implanted with at Neuralink, the true extent of the abuse perpetrated by priests, nuns will become apparent. Neuralink will expose the Catholics' empire of lies. 69. At Elon Musk. If physicists finally figure out how to use quantum entanglement for communication, is your plan to send robots to Mars and control them remotely in real time with at Neuralink from Earth or Mars orbit, or during the astronaut's boring trip to Mars? All three. 70. I predict no one will read these tweets, but Elon Musk will somehow use one of my ideas, and I'll sue him and at Neuralink for $1 billion. However, when I win easily, I'll give the money to Neuralink rehab programs for individuals addicted to downloading knowledge. Nah, fuck that. It goes to the Grace Foundation. 71. At Elon Musk. What law is preventing you from using one of your at Neuralink install robots on yourself, alone in your home, or on a secluded island? Ask Mr. Depp. He's busy at the moment. If you invented it, why not use it as you please, behind closed doors, and only on yourself? Perverted again. 72. At Elon Musk. I'm sure someone has already asked you, but will you be the first human to be at Neuralinked? I just coined that term, at Neuralinked. Will you be the first human to be at Neuralink implanted? I don't care one way or the other, but I'm curious, like a cat. 73. At Elon Musk. Back to sex. If 100,000 male at Neuralink users anonymously submitted their data to an AI for analysis, could it determine if circumcised men experience less pleasure? So I can't be a narcissist because I care about the pleasure of all men, not just myself. If circumcised men experience less pleasure or more or equal, and maybe the AI could confirm if the baby felt pain during the procedure. Right. 74. At Elon Musk. How would at Neuralink FaceTime work? Would I have to look in the mirror while I communicate to send my image? Would the other person show up in my head? Or would it be simulated and projected, maybe on the wall beside the mirror, a controlled hallucination? 75, at Elon Musk. Although I'm indifferent towards at Tesla, I can't afford a car. May I suggest you start painting them with unique patterns? Eventually, there'll be so many, no one will feel special to everyone. I see at least 4 or 5 a day on my walk to 7-Eleven. It's getting boring. I don't think that had anything to do with anything. Just bitching and complaining. 76. Train. 76, at Elon Musk. I suggest you test that Neuralink on prisoners, especially those with the likelihood of innocence, or those on death row. Maybe they can remember more details to exonerate themselves, or maybe they can donate their data, why they killed someone before they die. Or maybe all the psychiatrists could be doing that right now. Isn't that the greatest source of human suffering? Everyone who's still in prison? Find out what brought them there. Get their fucking stories. And then at least there's a chance of preventing it in the future. Fucking throw them in prison. Don't talk to them. Don't give them any access. And you think it's gonna fucking change them? Fine, throw them in prison, but give them a connection to the internet. Let them talk to their friends and family as much as they want, 24/7. Who gives a fuck? At least if they had that access, then maybe they would have a chance to contribute back to society, even if it's just communicating and not losing their fucking mind. If you're gonna solve a problem, you gotta find the source. Seems simple to me, but I guess psychiatry have their own way. Which is basically help, unless they're in prison. Then fuck them. Wow, what a noble profession. So glad I didn't become a psychiatrist. Because I was really considering it. It's really a lifelong dream of mine. Train. 77, at Elon Musk. What if I downloaded every book with that Neuralink and then can't write because every sentence seems like plagiarism? Like I've heard it somewhere before. Will that Neuralink destroy traditional forms of writing? Would anyone care? 78, at Elon Musk. The DSM-5 is written by individuals who primarily only observe the conditions listed in the manual. '78, at Elon Musk. The DSM-5 is written by individuals who primarily only observe the conditions listed in the manual. Few have lived as patients with the labels applied. I predict an AI with anonymous volunteered at Neuralink data will rewrite the DSM-5 for the non-BCI enabled. Rewrite? We're gonna get rid of the fucking DSM-5. DSM-6. 79, at Elon Musk. Any way we can deal with the abortion issue? Have you implanted that Neuralink in any pregnant animals? Maybe a fetus edition could be created. Test and see when the lights are turned on. 80, I predict if at Elon Musk retweets one of my tweets about at Neuralink, I will go from 1 follower to 1,000 in an hour and 10,000 by the end of the day. How many will be automated bot accounts? How many will be humans? 81. What if that Neuralink creates superintelligence but at the cost of calories? Smart but ravenous and requiring triple caloric input of regulars. Or alternatively, no calories are required. Will at Elon Musk save or destroy the food industry? More haters or lovers? 82. God, this goes on forever. At Elon Musk, if our memories are our personalities, do I risk becoming more or less of myself with that Neuralink? more or less of myself when, at Neuralink, restores painful memories I've suppressed for decades. Can I try before I buy? 83. At Elon Musk. I predict no other company will approach BCI with surgical implants, only at Neuralink. The competition, probably at Apple, will incorporate it into glasses of some sort that are almost as good as at Neuralink, but fail in one critical aspect: on-demand orgasms. I think that was supposed to be a joke. 84. Who will be smarter than at Elon Musk once millions can use at Neuralink? Would it be irony or the hater's wet dream if the device, for some reason, didn't work on at Elon Musk and he eventually becomes the dumbest man on the planet? At 85. At Elon Musk, maybe your at Neuralink install robot could practice on individuals who are brain dead and about to have their plug pulled. Doctors measure the brain activity externally. Maybe Neuralink could detect activity at levels current equipment cannot detect. 86. At Elon Musk, Wim Hof discovered a secret human ability, probably lost for years. How many new human features will be rediscovered with that Neuralink? Maybe we don't need electronic telepathy. 87. I predict at Neuralink will ruin the porn industry. Once our memories are fully restored, every past sexual experience will feel like it happened yesterday, and every porn you ever watched will be replayable in your head, probably in VR. Spank banks will overflow. Train. 88. I predict at Neuralink will end the need for video game consoles. At Elon Musk will release an open source gaming platform software that allows any teenage boy/girl to produce games or worlds like GTA 5. That would be a problem. That'd be way too much fun. I'd never leave my house. The woman of my dreams would have to kick me out into the backyard. Tell me to play with the fucking kids. 89. At Elon Musk at Neuralink. Tech support question. Hi. Since installing Neuralink, I keep receiving a memory of my grandparents having sex in the room while I was a baby. Can you remove this image from my head permanently? 90. At Elon Musk. Can we implant the Queen, now the King, with at Neuralink before he dies? Imagine the stories, imagine the lies, the truth. At 91. At 91 at Neuralink. Future tech support. Hi. Thank you for curing my tinnitus. Much appreciated. Finally, I'll be able to listen to at Elon Musk address the world from Mars. 92. I predict at Elon Musk will become Cupid when that Neuralink is commercial. Many old people like me will remember past loves, like the Japanese widow, and reconnect. Sure, some will have affairs, but that will confirm we're still human. 93. At Elon Musk. Is there any way we can get a couple of temporary at Neuralinks installed on Johnny and Amber? Let's see who is the better liar actor. Pretty obvious when I wrote this. 94. Train. 94. I predict at Neuralink will destroy the photography industry. Well, that sucks because I kind of want to get back into that. However, at Elon Musk will find a way to recycle all the cameras into probably robot eyes. 90. Train. 95. At Elon Musk, I predict at Neuralink will end, not reduce, the need for psychiatric medications. 96. At Elon Musk at Neuralink, I still remember at Wayne Gretzky playing hockey in Edmonton. No suggestions, just a comment. That was supposed to be number 99 at one point. Obviously, we lost 3 somehow. 97. At Elon Musk, I predict I'll be the first person in my country to be installed with Neuralink. I won't, because some son of a bitch in Toronto is. 98. At Elon Musk, I cranked my programmable hearing aids up to the max volume, and now I can hear eavesdrop on conversations across the room. Is this what at Neuralink will be like? 99. The first at Neuralink conspiracy. At Elon Musk will mine our thought data for profit. 100. That was a slow train that went by, so I didn't even have to say train. 100. I predict when at Neuralink becomes the first trusted lie detector, the market for BCI will collapse. 101. Same as at Elon Musk. Both our mothers were born in Saskatchewan, Canada. Both are still alive. Different. He talks to his mother. I don't. 102. Same as Elon Musk. Both have some version of autism. Different. He's the world's richest man. My net worth is $0. At Neuralink will even the playing field. 103. What if every neuron in our body is a qubit? Or what if the sum of our body is a qubit? At Neuralink conspiracy theory. That Elon Musk is planning on using humans as qubits. 104. At Elon Musk, assuming the algorithm will protect the Neuralink user's anonymity, can I get a license to open a virtual telepathic rehab? First truly anonymous 12-step environment. Or will at Neuralink eliminate all addictions the day it's implanted? 105. At Elon Musk, I assume the first user of at Neuralink will be desperate loners like myself who would risk surgery and possible lifelong medical complications for an opportunity to communicate clearly with others for even a month. 106. I predict the first at Neuralink thoughtcast will be at Joe Rogan, at Elon Musk, and at Ricky Gervais. Actually, I'm going to change that to Joe Rogan, Tony Hinchcliffe, and Ricky. So I've already started writing out, so fuck you, Elon, you didn't even make the cut. Speaking of cute babies, one seems to be outside enjoying the sun. Lucky little bastard. One oh seven Kick FM. 37 minutes, but we're almost done, so fuck it. 107 at Elon Musk. I predict at Neuralink telepathy with built-in lie detection will end many marriages. However, I also predict anyone who meets and falls in love via at Neuralink will live happily ever after. Both outcomes born out of purely honest conversations. 108 at Elon Musk predicts we'll eventually transfer our consciousness into a new body. If this occurs, does my first body have to die before I can activate my second? Are both alive for a while as a backup? If I have to kill my first body, would it be suicide or murder? At Elon Musk, what if thoughts are the only thing not governed by physics? 109 at Elon Musk at Neuralink. Feature requests. If after I'm implanted I still receive random errant thoughts, can you have the system set them aside until I'm ready to think about what the random thought, or will the random unknown thoughts be a thing of the past? Holy shit, I don't even understand that. 110. Has any interviewer asked at Elon Musk if he has a photographic memory, or more specifically, an autistic memory, and then ask him the difference? I predict at Neuralink will allow us to think like Elon or other similar individuals. 111. At Elon Musk, I've already been labeled as an odd and awkward. Will I need to hide my at Neuralink implant from others to prevent more labels? 112. I predict a scene in the future where at Neuralink or any BCI-enabled person will be stopped on their way into a classroom and be forced to prove their implant is not active. Maybe we need a flashing red, in-use LED on the top of their head. Or right between their eyes. A little red flashing dot. 113. I predict many industries are destined to fall and or fail / end because of at Neuralink and at Elon Musk, especially psychology. Once you can review your own life calmly, the opinion of others who do not have access to your full memories are meaningless. God damn, I hate the psychiatry industry, and they don't even that bad to me. Maybe I see something they don't. Who the fuck knows? 113. I predict many industries are destined to fail and because of at Neuralink and Elon Musk, especially psychology. Once you can review your own life calmly, the opinion of others who don't have access to your full memories are meaningless. 114. At Elon Musk, what if telepathy was our original form of communication, and spoken languages was used to encrypt thoughts, or block the ability of others to read your thoughts? Or maybe while you speak, the telepathy is blocked. Maybe at Neuralink isn't needed for telepathy. 1/15th. 1/15th? 1/15th of 123. 115. Both at Elon Musk and at Ricky's God enjoyed computer coding as a teenager. No friends. I don't think Elon has a problem making friends anymore. The end. Not quite sure what that word is. Doesn't matter. Day in the life of Dave. Out. And to, you know who knows where I live. My backyard, because it was your backyard once too. Any place, anytime. Grande Pike. Heavy cream. And stevia. I really do wish I had a nice camera, because the occasional bird comes through here, which is rather interesting. And I've had some big ass 200 to 800 millimeter lens. I get a shot of this little fucker like you wouldn't believe. And when I start posting the photos, I won't even charge the listener extra, even though I should. But whatever. End recording, David J.